I don't know what this is or why it's here, but the baby elephant's a nice little touch. Good lord.
This looks like a death trap.
This is mad. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, we're not in King's anymore, we're at LSE in central London, the London School of Economics and Politics. And we're gonna have a look around, we're gonna see what's here, and I'm gonna take you on a little tour, so let's go. So first place on our stop is to go to some of the main buildings on the campus, which is the old building and the central building, also known as the CBG building. And this is where most of the lectures happen, most of the seminars happen. And to be honest, I'm pretty impressed with what I've seen so far, and I'm pretty sure you will be too. So behind me now is one of the main buildings at LSE. This is the centre building, also known as the CBG building. I don't know why they added a G, but they did. But this is one of the main places where students are going to be doing their lectures. They've got seminar rooms. They've even got showers in here, which just goes to show you how expensive it is to live in London. A lot of the students that go here live outside of London and travel in. So the showers are necessary. I mean, if I was studying here, I'd want showers too. So now we're going to have a little look inside the buildings because I gained access into everywhere. I'm going to show you every crevice that I can reasonably in LSE. So follow me, let's have a look. So this is one of the many study spaces in LSE, and I'm trying to keep my voice down because people are studying here, people are working here. Over here, we have a cafe, and if you follow me around, you can see that there's students studying pretty much everywhere. Like, I personally feel like there should be a few more study spaces, if I'm honest, a bit more desk space. But when you come to a university like LSE, the students are going to be studying quite a lot. It's a very difficult courses. There's very difficult courses that are taken here, and people are studying from beginning of the day to the end of the night. But there's a lot of colours. It's very modern. I like it personally. Let's see what else we've got around here. Now, I personally have never seen anything like this in a university, especially inside, but it's almost like lecture theatre steps that go down, and there's a bit more study space in here. You can tell by the architecture, it's very modern, definitely geared towards young people and new students, and you can understand why so many students want to come and study here. It was worth a try, innit? Now, there are loads of different floors in this building, and a lot of them are kind of going to be set up kind of how this floor is set up. But as you can see, look at these showers. There's so many different departments that are in this one building, and students tend to come here a lot, I think, to study. Like, it is a really cool space, and you've even got nice views outside of the window, and the further up you go, the better the views. And on the top floor, there is a roof terrace in which you can see pretty much all of London, which we'll try and get you over there as well. So just outside the CBG building, which we've just shown you, there's kind of a quadrangle. It looks like a quadrangle to me. It's nice. Now that the sun's out, it seems like a definite place that you can do some outside studying. You can see there's a lot more students out here eating food, chilling, do whatever they need to do. Now that we've seen the centre building, I think it's only right that we go to see the old building, which is just next door. And seeing as we're looking at the old building, I think it's just right that we look at some of the history of LSE. So LSE was opened originally in 1895, and I think it originally started as 3 rooms at 9 John Adams Street, I think it's called, in Strand in central London. And since then, it's grown from strength to strength. It's a pretty impressive university. I think there's something like 40 leaders of states or 40 leaders of countries that have either taught here or are alumni here, which is an incredible statistic. I think the only place that's got statistics better than that is probably Eton. Also, it's one of the first, the first university in the UK that was completely carbon neutral, which I think is also pretty impressive. So if you care about the environment, this may be the university for you. But now all of that's done and you know a little bit more about what is going on here at LSE and how it's run, let's go look at the old building. This place is literally like a museum. Like, the way that it's laid out is probably one of the most beautifully laid out universities I've been to. So this is the LSE Arts Atrium Gallery. A lot of documentation. It's a social sciences university, so it's going to be document heavy. But I just wanted to have a look at what some of these documents are. I honestly don't know, but it's definitely giving me museum vibes. It's even very quiet in here, so I'm trying to keep my voice as respectable as I can. What's going on? I don't know where these pictures come from or what they are, but they seem random as hell. Okay, we've got people working. It looks like this is the Student Services Centre. So when students have issues and they need help, this is where they come to. There's people working around there, but I don't really want to disrupt them too much. So we're going to see what else we can see in the building. Now, there are lecture rooms in this building. They're not the biggest lecture rooms. I've had a little peek, but I believe that there are lectures on right now, so we may not be able to go into them per se, but we're gonna have a quick look and see whether they're empty. If they're empty, then we can have a look and that'll be great. One thing that I forgot to mention about LSE is that there's 18 Nobel Prize winners from either alumni or teachers here, and that in itself is absolutely crazy. I don't think, personally, I've visited a university that has more Nobel Prize winners that have either gone here or taught here. But, you know, we've only started this university tour, so maybe we'll go somewhere else, an Oxford or a Cambridge maybe, we'll see. Lucky for us, lecture room is empty. So this is, I think, the main lecture hall in the old building. It's tiered, so this is the top tier, and you go below, there's another tier, and that is where all the magic happens. So this is what it feels like to be an LSE student. I feel like I'm living a life in the day of an LSE student. It's nice around here. These seats are very comfortable. You feel the fabric. Soft, very soft. Let me tell you, 2-3 hour lectures in here would be a breeze. So we've had a pretty decent look at old building, and the one thing that they do have in here, they have a library on the 6th floor known as, I think it's Shore Library or Old Shore Library, and that's separate to the main library, which we're going to see later. But I'm going to see, we're probably not going to be able to, in fact, I know we're not going to be able to film inside, but we should be able to have a little look outside just so you can see exactly what it is I'm talking about. All right. So as you can see, based on the table of contents in this building, there's so many places to go. They pretty much have places to eat in every building, so that's good. I mean, if you're studying a lot, you need somewhere to eat, and the rest of London is very expensive if you're trying to go to restaurants, so that is sick. And also, I believe in a lot of these buildings, the same with the central building or the center building and the old building, there's also places for students to heat up their food, whether it be in a microwave or whatever. As long with the showers, that works pretty well. You can spend a whole day and night in here revising. Oh my God, this may be the smallest lift I've ever seen in my whole life. This is crazy. Up to the top floor. Let's get it. Boy, this is cozy. This is cozy, man. This is cozy for real. Undergraduate student access library, only 24 hours, 24/7. Studying for real in here. Wow. So this is the Department of Anthropology, and you can see by all of the doors. I'm telling you now, the display, the way in which a lot of these buildings in LSE are laid out and displayed is absolutely unbelievable. Like, it's not necessarily the most grandiose you've ever seen, but it's tasteful, it's aesthetically pleasing, it just looks unreal. It just gives me those feels of museum. I'll be so real with you. It just gives me the feel of a museum with everything that's plastered on the walls. It definitely beats them plain walls in most of the universities I've seen. So as I'm sure you can hear, there's someone playing piano in Shore Library, the founder's room, this one here. And if you can just look through the glass, it looks really nice. There's some new meets old in there, there's some portraits at the back, but it looks pretty cool. Not necessarily the library that conventionally I would have thought, but overall, fair enough. Very, very different from the main library, which I think is more for the students. Anyway, we should probably make our way down there and have a look at where, if you end up studying here, you'll be doing most of your work. Good lord.
This looks like a death trap.
This is mad.
Doors opening.
Oh my God.
Nah, this isn't a lift for people who can't.
This is concerning. I've never seen a lift like this with these, I don't even know what they're like, little curtains, lift curtains. I've never seen that.
These are covers for when
there's blood splatter.
Yeah.
Personally, I really like it. I think that this is one of the universities I should have applied for. If I come back to university to do a PhD, which chances are slim to none, but I'm not gonna rule anything out. This would definitely be one of the universities that I would heavily consider, simply for the fact that compared to some of the other London-based universities where the campuses are spread all across the centre of London, everything's here. Like, it seems a lot more together. It seems like there's a bit more of a community, and I think the size of it and how beautifully laid out everything is, and the attention to detail, the new investments. They've recently opened a Marshall building, which we're gonna go and have a look at. I just feel like this is a very, very solid university to be in. And just through walking around, the student body is a very diverse body. I've seen people from every different walk of life in here, which for me is a massive thing. Like, I like to feel represented in the university that I'm in. And this one definitely feels like it ticks all of them boxes. So behind me, we've made our way to the main campus library, which is right here. It's a library, there's books in there, there's studying spaces in there, there's also studying spaces outside. There's a cafe for you can buy your coffee and croissants or whatever it is that you like to eat, and have a break and get some fresh air from studying inside. Unfortunately, because we don't want to disrupt any of the students that are actually studying right now, we're not going to be going and filming inside, but just know, pretty decent, I feel. I don't know what this is or why it's here, but the baby elephant's a nice little touch, a little decoration, a little bit of spice in the university. We love to see it, man. We love to see it. I actually think the campus mascot is a beaver, from what I know. I don't know what the beaver's supposed to represent, but I think an elephant, it says Baby Tembo. Brazil, bronze 2002. Maybe I need to do a little research. If anyone can tell me why this is here or what it's about, leave it in the comments, because I would love to know. So behind me now, we're at the Marshall building, which is the newest building at LSE. I think it opened on the 4th of January 2022 and cost the university £145 million to build. It's got a load of different things in there, including music practice centres, sports halls, weights room, as well as lecture theatres and study spaces. But to get a real grasp of what it looks like inside, we're gonna have to get in there. Let's go. Again, as you can see, there's a lot of students around here, either studying, chilling, talking with friends, working together on group projects. Obviously, I'm trying not to be too loud, trying not to disrupt too much, but just by the sheer volume of people in here, you can tell that this is a very hot spot for students. This is exactly where they like to chill. If you come here, you're probably gonna end up chilling here a lot as well. This building won an architectural award just for its innovation, but this staircase for me and the open spaces is part of the reason why I think that this is such an interesting and such a cool building. I have never seen a staircase like this in a university, and I think probably another reason why it gained the awards that it did is because of its renewability when it came to building it, and its environmentally friendliness to an extent. It's given me futuristic vibes. It's given me modern university vibes, and especially when you come over from old building into Marshall building, you can see the difference between the old style of architecture and the old university buildings compared to the new ones. One thing that I've noticed here as well, and this is not something that's really obvious, but as you walk around and you look at a lot of the study spaces, you realize that the materials that are used, even down to the chairs, the desks, the benches, there's very little plastic. Everything's either made of wood or metal or concrete. And I feel as though that's played a big part in the reason why LSE was able to have zero carbon neutrality back in 2021. Obviously, as I said before, one of the first universities to do it. So I think that's pretty good. And I think for young people, for those especially aged under 30, where the environment and renewable materials and renewable energy is kind of at the forefront of our minds, especially with climate change and things like that, a lack of plastic is something that I think is definitely a good thing. Like, it can't be bad, right? The one criticism that I would have with this building as well is that it's not the brightest, like natural light doesn't necessarily come in so well, but there is so much open space here. It just makes you feel comfortable in that you're not cramped. Like in a lot of university places or a lot of university buildings where there's a lot of people, especially in study areas or group work areas, it can be very cramped. This doesn't give that vibe at all. It's very good. So now we've come out of the other entrance to the Marshall building, and we have right here the SU building. Now, this is a cafe, one of the many cafes on LSE campus, and I've got it on good authority that this bar, the 3 Tons, is a very decent night out. So if you're planning on coming here, maybe check it out, I don't know. Bake sale. Okay. Do you mind if I film?
What are you filming? Yeah,
It's my YouTube channel. I literally just go around and do uni tours for my followers, which are like prospective students and stuff like that.
So if you come to LSE, there's loads of big sales and big goods.
Is this a standard thing? What are you guys
So this is for a
collecting for?
charity called Amicus.
Okay.
And the money goes to people that are on death row in America.
Oh wow.
So helping them with legal aid.
All right, cool. You want a brownie? You could do with a brownie. All right, say no more. Let me grab my bag. Let me grab my phone quickly. So we have to donate through here.
Yeah.
I'm a man of the people, man. I'm a man of the people. This is what we really do out here. I'll be real though, this is a very good blondie. It's a succulent. Wow, for real. Not too sweet, soft, little chewy.
They don't taste like they just come out of the fridge.
Yeah. These are, well, they're sweet as hell. This is sweet. Wow. So outside, as you can see, I'm finishing my brownie. We're gonna have a quick look inside and see what we can see. It seems like there's a lot of charitable work that gets done here, whether it be the Help Reach Our Target, the Raising and Giving Fund, more charity work here. They're really doing a lot. They stand by being one of the leading social science universities in the world. And it looks like in the student union, there's still loads more study spaces. Like, this is one thing I've seen throughout the university. There's study spaces upon study spaces. You will find somewhere to do your work. Like, that is a given. And it seems like it's not just work. Don't get me wrong, work's an important part, but the trophy cabinet for sports is also equally as impressive. Rugby, table tennis, football, volleyball. If you're active, this could also be the place for you. Is that Wilson? Yo, come look at this. I like that's Wilson. I've definitely been getting my steps in for today. Even though this is a relatively small university compared to some of the other London universities, there is a lot of walking to be done and a lot of stairs. To be honest, I know that there's a terrace in here somewhere, which should have I think a reasonable view. It's not the highest in the world, but we're gonna try and find it. Just means a lot of stairs. I could have got the lift, but I didn't anticipate all of this walking, man. So this is something I didn't actually expect in the SU building, but there is a gym here. We're not gonna go in because people are working out. Let them work out in peace. But there is a gym here in the SU building. I think this is one of like 3 gyms on campus or 2 gyms on campus, which is also pretty good, but they don't even need gym. Just do these stairs and you're good. Your reward for climbing all of these stairs is a bit of fresh air outside on the terrace, even more outside study space, which is cool. Not the best view in the world, but for most universities, they don't even get this. So we'll definitely take it. And if you look through the gap of these two buildings, you can even see tennis courts. I don't know how many universities have their own tennis courts, and it looks like they're tennis courts that are open all year round. As long as you're ready to play there, that's pretty special. Outside of the SU building, we have the Peacock Theatre, which was previously the Royal Theatre, where there's a lot of, there's some lecture rooms. I believe it seats 999 people. I don't know why the number's so specific, but it is. And when people come in to do talks, a lot of the time, that is exactly where they do talks. But what I really want to talk about is this. This is the giant globe, one of the most famous, I think, kind of structures, artistic installations, I don't know what you want to call it, but this is where people take a lot of their pictures when they graduate. They look around it, point out where they're from on it. As I said, LSE's student body is quite diverse from all over the world. So this is pretty fitting representation of what the university is. So we've made it up to the 12th floor of the CGB building, and there is a terrace which is absolutely beautiful. You can see the whole skyline of London, which most universities don't have, but this one does. And I think it's pretty breathtaking, very special for a university to have this. So behind me now, we have Pankhurst, Fawcett and Petherick Lawson House, which were originally called the Towers, but they renamed them after key figures in the British suffragette movement. Now, I believe there is Student Wellbeing Centre in there, they carry out lectures in there, and there's also some study spaces. So if you do attend here, you may well find yourself having lectures in here from time to time. As with all of the rest of the buildings at LSE, there's copious amounts of study spaces, that's a given. And I mean, compared to the other buildings, it doesn't look as great, but you're still part of the campus. We still have to cover it. So now we've made it on the final stop of our tour of LSE, and we're outside of the CKK building, where there's lecture halls in here, which is pretty much a staple of every university building. But they also do a lot of networking events here, and it's a very new building. So the inside, apparently, from what I've heard, looks insane. So we're about to go in and have a little look. Even as you walk into the main area in the CKK building, it looks stunning. Compared to a lot of universities, it looks really, really good. You can tell that it's definitely newer than some of the other buildings here, and some of the artwork hanging from the roof, just the structure, the layout, and again with these open spaces. Very, very, very nice place to just chill, hang out. I can definitely see myself chilling here if I was a student. So behind me, we have the tennis courts for Lincoln's Inn Fields, which is all of here, a lot of greenery, places to be active, place to get some fresh air, a break from studying, definitely worth a visit. Overall, very impressed with the grounds and the facilities, because I never had no tennis courts in my unis, that's for damn sure. So that's it from me for the tour of LSE. Personally, I really like it. I actually really, really like it. I've got here and I've looked around, and all I'm thinking is, I slightly wish that I'd applied to this university. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I really, really enjoy this university. Out of 10, I'm giving it an 8.5, which is a very high rating. This is the first time I've actually thought to even rate a university because of that's how impressed I've been by it. And you know, I'm not alumni. I don't really know many people who've gone here, apart from one person who's currently studying here. So that's not a biased review. If you want to see more of these university tours, you want me to come to your university, let me know in the comments. Remember to like the video, share it with your friends, subscribe, turn your notifications on, and I'll see you next time.